Chad Pittman with my co-anchor,
Chad!
Our first story tonight is a sad one. Paramedics in South Africa report that part of a mall has collapsed, trapping up to 50 workers inside and killing at least one person as of now.
The mall, which was under construction, was in the small town of Tagat near Durban.
At the time, it is unknown what caused the collapse, but we will get back to you as the story develops. Next, we have a story about the bullying epidemic in America, mainly focused on one child, Calder Johnson.
I love school! Yo!
Oh, hey!
I have so many friends! He's an interesting boy. Calder just really doesn't have friends, and I really don't enjoy spending time with him. What's up, pal? Where's my backpack? At my school, we have A days and B days. On A days, I have all my hard classes, and I have those every other day. On B days, I also have hard classes, because I'm not very smart.
Mr. Thomas, one of Calder's teachers, shares some insight on the young boy. Does Calder seem to have many friends in school?
Calder, are you talking about Calder Johnson?
Yeah.
You know, Calder is a strange individual. No, I do not think that he has a lot of friends in school.
Now, have you ever seen Calder being abused in any way, mentally, physically, at school?
Yes, but it doesn't seem to faze him at all. I mean, he seems to not quite understand what is happening to him at any given moment.
Does Calder seem happy at school? Safe? Enjoying himself?
Yeah, I think so. Which is odd, with all the hazing that he goes through and people bullying him.
That is truly pathetic. We'll get right back to you after the break. Every year, 3,030,000 kids drop out of high school. That's 8,300 kids a day. 75% of U.S. crimes are committed by high school dropouts. On average, a high school graduate earns $260,000 more than a high school dropout. Even the small choices you make in high school can change your life. Make the right choice. Stop the drop.
Breaking news! Google, the multi-trillion-dollar company, is in the doghouse for snooping in recent years.
$17 million are being paid to 37 states, along with the District of Columbia, to make amends for using the web browser Safari to encroach on millions of people's activity on the web.
This is not the first, but the second time Google has been busted with this matter in the last year.
Although the fine hardly leaves a scratch on Google's fortune, their reputation has definitely been tainted. We will keep you updated at Crown News Now. December 10th was the Nelson Mandela Memorial in Johannesburg, South Africa.
Now, if you were deaf, you had no clue what was going on.
What my co-anchor is trying to say is that the sign language translator for the speeches was a fraud.
Instead of using actual sign language, it appeared that he was just waving his arms around. He said something along the lines of, "Barracuda, escalator, is the only cause of temptation with the surface pilot circumference. Miley Cyrus? Pineapple, orange, the red swimming treadmill in the distant valley of Wonderland." Yeah. But now let's take a break for our sponsor, GoPro. to the mall story. 26 people have been freed, as the rescue is still in progress.
South African fire officials from the area say the teams are working to prevent further collapse of the mall.
I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles.
People have died, Chad. Grady student Sebastian Difrancesco talks about the movie The Hobbit. Sebastian, why did you want to go see The Hobbit?
I saw the first Hobbit and it was really slow. And it basically just set up the next Hobbit to be really action-packed and awesome.
Did you like the movie?
The movie was great. My favorite part about the movie was the way that the elves fought, like Legolas. It was like he was dancing and he was fighting. It looked just awesome.
You said the movie was really amazing, but was there more that made the movie amazing besides the way the elves moved?
I think a big part of why the movie was good was because it wasn't as slow as the first one, and so usually when a sequel is better than the first one, it makes it even better than it just being a good movie in general. And there were a lot of action scenes, a lot of really just stunning effects, and I just think the movie overall is very well done.
If there was a sequel to The Hobbit Part 2, would you see it, and why?
Absolutely. You gotta finish the Hobbit trilogy just like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, because you know it's gonna be epic.
Recently, a murder took place at an abandoned warehouse on Arizona Avenue. Like any good news channel, our investigative team was on the case. Behind me is the abandoned warehouse on Arizona Avenue, where in 1938, 6 murders took place. Today, it seems like that number has changed to 7. Detective Hawk, I know you're busy, but if you could disclose some information about the scene.
All we know is that the murder occurred in a similar fashion as they did before. This is a very interesting situation we have on our hands.
Detective Hawk, did you know of any people at the scene during the crime?
Yes, all we know is that there was one single janitor surveying, cleaning up the trash.
Now, Detective Hawk, do you know what the janitor's name was and where we could find him?
I think his name was Michael. Actually, he's over there now.
Michael, excuse me, Michael. Michael, you were the only person at the scene of the crime, is that correct? Okay, yeah, I was at the scene of the crime, but listen, I promise you I didn't do it. I wouldn't do something like that. I'm not that kind of a person. Listen, Michael, we're not blaming you for anything, but did you happen to maybe see or hear anything that night, and particularly different than an average night? I didn't see anybody, but now that you mention it, I remember hearing like a tapping, like a cane on the ground, like someone was walking with a cane like that.
You on the track now.
Now here's Benjamin Wafer with the weather.
I am here in California, where the skies have opened up and fire is raining down. Their holes are springing up all over the ground, and they are deep and they are wide, and I am no biblical expert, but I would say this is the rapture.
Oh my.
Temperatures are ranging from 113 degrees Fahrenheit to 214 degrees Fahrenheit.
You on the track now.
Stay classy, Journalism 3.
Especially you, Mr. Herrera.